Alright, well, one of today's projects, this is the last weekend before the show starts. It is the 20th, Saturday, and we're going to be wrapping these candy canes here. So, let me just flip the camera around real quick. So, I only want to use half of the strand. I kind of explained this to you a little bit before in the last video, but as you probably already know, if you take out one bulb and the strand, half of the strand will go out. This is what I intentionally have done. I've removed the two first bulbs. I've actually taken the bulbs out of the sockets and put the sockets back in. And the reason for that is next year when I want to make this a full strand for whatever project, all I have to do is find a green bulb for this one and the right wattage or whatever, and stick it back in, and the strand will be fixed. If I were to keep that socket and throw it in a drawer or something like that, keep it on the light bulb itself, obviously the socket size is different with manufacturers and age and things like that. So I know that this socket goes to the strand. It's going to fit nice. All I got to do is find a new bulb for it. So I've removed the first bulb from both of these. I'm going to be stretching them out, wrapping from the female end at the end, and wrapping it around to halfway, until the lights basically go out. And then I can use the leader part of the first half of the string that's out as kind of an extension cord up towards where the box is going to go. So I'll be doing that 16 times, red and green on these, red and white on those, and hopefully this won't take too long. I've got all the candy canes wrapped, ready to go. I've got to build a couple more extension cords to get them all connected. Not that this really matters to you, but this is a 4-channel repeating candy cane setup in my show. So that's channel 1, 2, 3, 4, and then obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, and the other side mirrors the same thing. Also wrapped the pillar. I had to replace the one of the floodlights got water in it from Halloween, so I had to replace that light. The other one's actually still sitting up there. It's not hooked up, but instead of trying to cut all those zip ties, I just set it up there for now. And I've moved the rest of the floodlights over here to kind of spread out and light up this side. I've also put up the lights up on the eave. I got pretty frustrated with that. I wasn't smart when I put them up, so I put these all the way up, and I had the female end up there, which gave me my plug-in on that side of the house, and I got all the way done with the first strand before I realized that, so I had to pull it down, and then the way I was hanging them wasn't working, so I had to pull them down again, but they're up now. So my male end is up there, and my other male end is actually at the end of this. So what I'm going to do is bring an extension cord from there to here. Now these are LED lights, and they're 4 strands. They should be fine. These are going to be plugged into the box that I'm going to mount there. So we'll have to bring an extension cord from the corner. This is the tedious part, is getting all the extension cords hooked up, all the boxes configured and set up. So a lot of wires. I don't know if I have enough cords to make all my extension cords, because I have to now run extension cords from this box all the way to all the channels down there by the road, or on the fence. Also got to mount a box down there on that tree. So I might have to revert back to my old ways and use old strands of Christmas lights, because I don't have enough lamp cord to run those channels all the way. I was actually wanting to run it all the way straight down and follow this fence, but that's a lot of cable that I don't have. So we're gonna be running straight across the yard. So a lot of just wiring work right now. So, and then when we get done with that, I do have 2-3 more songs that I am almost done programming. Everything else out of the 8 songs are all done, ready to go. And then I'm going to decorate the backyard. Maybe put some static stuff up on the fence and other things like that. I wanted to put a sign up in the middle of the house there on the roof, but I don't know if I'll have enough time. But maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how well you're going to see it in the camera because of the frame rate, but I got the strobe lights on throughout the house. So I've got one in each basically corner, one in the middle there, one in the middle between here, and I got two going up this side. There's three, well there's one in each corner, and then there's three in between for the garage. So that's going to be the strobe light channel. I also have strobe lights. These are different. These are LED strobe lights. Those are the normal ones. I don't know what the name of those strobe lights are, but those are the real ones, the ones I like. These here are LED strobe lights. They don't flash the same, but I've got 8 of these, 4 green and 4 red, alternating on every other post on the fence. And that'll be on the same channel. It's not on right now, but that will be on the same channel as well. So we got dinner plans, so I got a break, take a quick shower, go to dinner, come back and continue. I think I would like to get, well, I got to do some programming tonight. I was going to say maybe I'd like to get all the boxes installed, but I'll probably do that tomorrow while it's daylight. So anyway, quick break. We'll see you at dark. All right, today's project is making this Merry Christmas sign. So we got a piece of plywood, we got a projector, and our computer hooked up to the projector with the specific kind of our sign that we want. And now we are going to take the marker and basically trace the sign. That's the first step. And make sure that the computer doesn't go into screen saving mode and the dog doesn't step in front of it and lay in front of it just like that. Sadie! Alright, now that we've got it all drawn out, we've got our drill here to get the spots that are in the middle, and we got our jigsaw with a fresh new blade to cut this out. So I picked this design specifically because all the letters, the sign itself, after we cut it out, will all be touching to keep its strength, keep it steady and the strength together, so it'll sit up on its own. It's not 2 pieces, it's 2 words, 1 piece. So I might have to reinforce it, maybe put a couple boards or I don't know, in the back to attach this bottom piece with the M, and then over here maybe to attach the Y, bring it all the way down and tie it into this piece here just to add some strength. If it gets windy or wet, these little thin places of wood might start warping or bending, so you don't want that to happen. So let's go ahead and get it all. And there it is, all cut out. So we're going to run a sander over everything to clean up these edges, and we're going to paint it, and we're going to drill holes, and we're going to put lights through it. So let me go grab the sander. Alright, well, this is what I'm using for, we're so all over the place here. It rained like crazy all day today, so I didn't get the chance to do the work I had to do. Plus we had that Friendsgiving dinner thing that we did this afternoon. So I'm back at the house. The Christmas sign has been put on hold because of the rain. The paint hasn't dried completely yet, so I gotta wait until that happens. So I'll move on to the next thing. I have this metal box. Obviously, I actually have 2 of these, and it closes and latches and has a little lock, has places to lock. And this is what I'm going to use to house the projector. So what I've done is I've taken my jigsaw, my jigsaw, and I've cut 2 holes in it. One is where the projector is actually going to shoot out of, and the other one is just an exhaust fan that I have that's going to help keep it cool. Now I was going to drill a 3rd hole on the other side to help bring cool air in, but this is not a airtight box by any means. There's plenty of gaps all around it. Obviously the hole where the projection is going to shoot out of. So I got this fan going to be blowing the air out of here, and being it's winter time, hopefully, I mean, it doesn't get that cold here, but hopefully just being cooler, we won't worry about anything overheating here. It is going to, this box is going to sit on the ground in the driveway, and it's going to be covered up with a table and a tablecloth on top of it, kind of like we had set up for Halloween. So the table will shield this box from rain, and then this box here will shield the projector from any kind of water or rain. Plus there's not going to be any direct sunlight on this box, so hopefully it won't get too hot. There's my Raspberry Pi. I put it next to the fan just to help keep that cool. The only thing I've got plugged in is obviously this fan, the Raspberry Pi, and the projector. I did have to put a little piece of 2x4 just to prop the front of the projector up a little bit so it lines up with the hole. And then we'll just close this up, and I'll put a lock on it, so it might deter people from, make it a little bit more difficult to get away with. But if I really wanted to go super duper secure, I could actually drill a hole and mount this to the driveway. But where we're sitting it, I don't think that's going to be any need for that. So once Amy gets back home, we'll go ahead and place this out there and show you what we're doing with the sign. I got a fan out here trying to get it cooled off, but it's all painted, just waiting for it to dry. And the drill holes for the lights, the lights are actually going to be right in here, will be spaced 2 inches apart. And this is what we got for the lights. Plug this sucker in. These are the bulbs we're using. So I just got to drill, basically. These are 600. It's a 600 strand of LEDs, and they're warm white. I wish they were cold white, personally, but we'll just drill a small hole, stick this through the back, and outline the sign, and then put it up on the roof. So that's probably gonna have to wait till tomorrow to get that finished. So that's what I'm working on right now. All right, so we've drilled all of our holes, 5 million holes, which took forever. We drilled them from the front towards the back, because when you pop through the back, you're going to get some splintering of the wood, and you don't want this to be on the front side because it'll make it look a little worse. So all the splintering and all the bad pieces that came through because I drilled are all on the back side. So you want to paint it first, then drill from the front towards the back. And these little guys here just push right through. I have to move some of this splintered wood. Just push through with no problem at all. And the hole is tight enough where it sits in place. And I think it's going to look pretty good once we get it all in. So that's what we're doing. And just like that, you got a Merry Christmas sign. Now I've got to still brace the back and figure out a way to balance it on the roof without it blowing over. But that's the Merry Christmas. Side note, I did miss 2 bulbs, so be very careful when you push your bulbs through. I missed that one, and I missed that one right there. So, but it still looks pretty good. Looks better in the video than it does in real life, but I'm standing real close, so this could be on the roof pretty far away, so it would light up pretty good. So all right, well, we got everything finalized here. Show you what we did. Really kind of just rough around the edges here using the materials that I have, but we have I put a piece of 2x4 on the bottom just to beef up the bottom and give it some support. So when it's, because all the weight's on the bottom, I didn't want the plywood to warp or bend. So I put a 2x4 across the bottom. I put these 2 pieces of fir strip that I have up in the back, and then I put a little piece of fir strip up here to help hold the back support. Those are just basically screwed in and held into place. If this thing is going to fall, it can't slide forward because it's leaning up against the solar panel. It can't fall back because the back braces are actually tucked into my ridge vent. So if it's going to fall, it's going to fall forward. It's not going to slide forward, but it might, the wind pushes it enough, it'll fall forward onto the panels, and then obviously down off the roof. So what I'm going to do is I've got a couple more of these ratcheting straps. I'll go ahead and strap it from the back here somehow, and just not super tight. No, not super tight. I'm not going to like really crank it down, but just enough to keep it from wanting to pull forward. So that is the plan. I'm gonna go down and get it. All these extra bulbs that I had to kind of tuck in the back because I had to go from this hole to this hole up here or whatever. I've just taken a little piece of electrical tape and covered it up so you can't see the bulbs. I've also done it on this strand. I put the remainder of the bulbs just on the back. You won't be able to see that from the front, so I'm not worried about those lights, just the ones leading up to getting over the peak of the roof. So that's it in a nutshell. Let's go down and see what it looks like from the road. And here it is. I mean, it's still daylight out. The lights are going to be on all the time because they're plugged into the moving heads up there. But I think it's a nice size. I was afraid it was going to be too small, but I think it's quite a nice size. They are reflecting a little bit off of the solar panels, which gives a kind of an interesting effect. I will see what it looks like in the dark and probably either post a photo or the next clip you'll see will be it at night. So let me go up there and ratchet it down. So